If you've been following me for a while, you know I've talked about how I think the tourism industry in America it's going to crash. It's not going to do well, especially given that our neighbors to the north do not want to come here because we keep threatening to invade them. It scared me. So I've seen a few videos today. One was on, I believe, PBS, and I believe the other was on NPR, which, by the way, if you're not already following them, you should be, because they are independent news media sources. Excuse me. Oh, again, bug. Anyway, they're not big corporate media sources, and they are being defunded right now heavily. This bill that just passed, the big beautiful bill, that was one of the things in there. They took a lot of money from public broadcasting networks and stuff. And we need to support them now more than ever, because if all we have left is, the mainstream big media, we're in big trouble, because those are owned by the billionaires who control everything. Anyway, I saw some videos on those sources explaining all the stuff that's going on with Canadians and how Canadians are no longer visiting. They're canceling their vacations. They're selling their vacation homes. There was one guy, he's been coming to America every summer for decades. And he's like, I'm not going now. I can't. They talk to people who live in tourist towns, especially up in like Maine, New Hampshire. They get a lot of Canadians, and they're like, yeah, the occupancy's down 35%, 40%. I mean, it all depended on who you talk to. Restaurants. That's going to have a trickle-down effect. That is going to affect you, even if you don't think it is. Even if you don't live in a tourist city. They are destroying our economy. I mean, the tariffs, the games, the isolation. I mean, of course no one wants to come here. I don't blame you at all, Canada. And I'm so sorry this is all happening. Another thing, they just introduced this, this was also in the big beautiful bill. It is now going to be an additional $250 when you come to the States on like a visa, whether it's for work, travel, or if you're a student. It's a visa integrity fee. They claim it's reimbursable. You can get it back if you don't, break the terms of your visa while you're here, like don't overstay your visa, etc. So that is yet another deterrent that is going to make people less likely to want to travel here. And it's going to have a huge effect. Another thing that I don't think a lot of people realize yet is student loans. They can go after you now for those again. I know people getting their wages garnished already. Medical debt, that can now go back on our credit, and they can come after you for that again. These are all things that were kind of put on pause for a while. They're back on. So, with the skyrocketing cost of everything, groceries, housing, gas, medical care, absolutely everything. We're about to be squeezed like we've never been squeezed before. And don't forget, they just cut a bunch of healthcare funding, Medicaid. There's a lot of people who are going to end up needing Medicaid in the coming weeks, months, years, and they're not going to be able to get it. We aren't quite feeling everything yet, but it's coming, and it's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel good at all. They're going to keep telling us the economy's doing great because they look at their unemployment numbers and the stock market and all their little metrics they use that don't actually take into account the fact that the average American family cannot make it paycheck to paycheck. They always leave that part out. They ignore that part. That's not important, right? All that matters is the stock portfolios. Sooner or later, something's going to have to give. The system is going to break or something, because I don't see how it can keep going on. I wouldn't want to travel here either. I don't even really want to be here, but I have to. I don't have anywhere to go. This is my home. It's not so simple to just pick up and leave. Most people don't have the resources to do that, by the way, for anyone who's going to be like, why don't you just get out? It's not that simple. It's really not that simple. Anyway, what do you guys think? If you live in a tourist area, let me know in the comments. Are you seeing a decrease in people coming in? If you work in like a restaurant or hotel or anything, like, how has it been? Has it been affected where you are? Or has it seemed like everything's a normal summer? Because, I don't see very many Americans taking vacation right now. They don't have the money. Everyone's really struggling right now, paycheck to paycheck. You can make 6 figures and be paycheck to paycheck in this America, easily. What's the breaking point? I don't know.